Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, aka Steve, and welcome back to the final week of the WBE and what is probably going to be the final Pokemon video I do on the 3DS in the Ultra Sun and Moon region. You know, maybe I'll look back and do a Pokemon Diamond Let's Play. I don't know. Who knows? That's in the future. I don't like predicting because who knows? But and as most of you may know, I was unable to get any other Pokemon for the last, 5 battles than the ones I had, so I was forced to use the same team I had every week, but it was a little fun challenge. You know, I had to try to use what I had to make a strategy. It was like you take a draft league team and you just kind of condense the options, and it makes it even more of a challenge. Why would somebody with my lack of talent want to give myself more of a challenge? It wasn't by choice, I can assure you. Go up against Wolfe, the world it is kind of... it's kind of poetic. You know, I started doing YouTube on the 3DS 12 years ago, and the final battle that I'll ever do on the 3DS is against the current world, or is against a former world champion of Pokemon. It's just, it's kind of surreal when you take a step back and you look at the entire scope of how this whole thing went down. My entire YouTube 3DS career. It's crazy. We're going to the Switch now, so maybe I'll do some battles on a stream or something. I probably not, but you never know. You never know. The 3DS has treated me well over the years, so it's try to send it off against a world champion. So using the same team as always. My opponent's got he's definitely prepared for rain, right? He's got Sand Setter and Gigalith. He's got a Sand User and Excadrill, and he's been trying to make that Mega Blastoise work all season. So let's just get right into the battle and kind of say enough of this, enough of these speculations, and let's just get into the game. Guys, listen, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like. I'm finally partnered on this channel. I'm finally partnered. We've seen ads. Let's get that money, right? Let's get that money. But he's going to leave Gigalith, I'm going to leave a Politoed, and, he's going to get the sand up. He knows he's slower than me. Frogs, if you asked me when I was maybe 9 years old, what would be faster, a rock dinosaur or a frog, I would tell you I'll tell you a rock dinosaur every time, because I imagine rock dinosaurs are way bigger. And, but frogs escaped me a lot more as a child. I've been trying to catch frogs. I had a frog named Buttercup when I was like 7, older than that, maybe 9. I had him in kept him in a bucket. Wrote on the side Buttercup. I gave him some everything a frog needs to live, I assume. I gave him a quality rent control apartment. I gave him access to 200 different DirecTV channels, which at that time period was unheard of for the amount of rent he was paying. It's ridiculous. But I had Toxic on the Switch. He goes into Virizion. I could have gone for Ice Punch there. It might have been a little better. But I do have Thundurus, and after not seeing an item on this thing, I think maybe... okay, maybe he's choiced in some manner, and then he's close combating, and again, so I figure maybe he's probably choiced, maybe choice Scarf. So I feel pretty good about staying in, especially then after he, after he goes first and gets Sandstream. That doesn't really tell me much, because he might be faster than me already, but he does. I figure, he might just switch out. He's gonna go maybe just into Gigalith. And or he might go into, I don't know, something to take a potential electric type attack. But I actually switch out as well. So when I go into Quillfish, and I do love Quillfish, I've had a giant appreciation for what Quillfish can do over the last few weeks. Actually, over the season, I love Quillfish. I really wish circumstances were different, where I was allowed to, use different Pokemon. Man, I do love playing Draft League, I do. But the situation this year did not really lend itself to do that for me. So he goes into Blasto, and this thing, I taunt him, and that would help if he went into anything but Blasto. I was trying to taunt him from getting rocks up, trying to stop those hazards. And actually now this part, I was thinking about it for a while. The next couple, there was a lot of thought put into a good amount of these turns. I think I could go for spikes, but you think, let's just go into his Elf. He might just Dark Pulse me, but if he doesn't, I'll be able to get a very solid, he might, I don't know. There's a lot of options he's got. He might double out. I don't double. Maybe he didn't want to get toxic. That was Black Sludge, so maybe he thought that I was some kind of a really defensive set, which I am. He does go for Dark Pulse, and his Elf goes down. So that was an unfortunate switch. I probably should have just stayed in and just gotten spikes up, but his Elf could have been much more useful. But I am able to get Thundurus in cleanly, and Thundurus is a solid answer to this Blastoise. It's at least an offensive answer to this Blastoise. Obviously, I can't at this point switch in on it, but that's all right. He does go into Gigalith. And I wish I had Focus Blast in this thing. But he's got Sandstream, which means he's not sturdy, so I can pop it with one. If I had a move that could pop it with one, you know, maybe something like my Politoed's odd. It has no water type attacks in my Politoed. It's very strange. Like I said, I'm forced to use the Mons I had at the final point in the season where I could get Mons to use. You know what I'm trying to say. So it wasn't in the cards for me to I couldn't get anything gen. I know people are gonna say, well, we could have gen for you. I understand that, but the way that I just don't feel like explaining it, it was just not a thing I could do. So so I did bring in Politoed, and there's a lot of... He goes for something. There's a lot of times where I feel like I'm able to bluff the fact that I don't have a water type. That does a lot of damage. That's a lot. But he still thinks that I'm going to hit him with a water type attack, but I'm not going to, because I don't have one. I have Parasong, Toxic, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. Again, strange set, but I know it was built for something weeks ago, and then we came in, and that's not a lot of damage at all. I thought maybe also he would go there into Virizion. I do switch out. I want to keep the rain up for one final, last, desperate sweep with either Armaldo or Mega Pert, but after thinking about it for a while, I feel like it's got to be Armaldo because Mega Pert just doesn't really do much against what he has, and Armaldo could really put a damper on his team. So goes into Weezing, and there was a lot of thought on what move I wanted to go for. Would it be Earthquake? Would it be Waterfall? I have Ice Beam as well in case I get burned, and we saw that against Patters. It almost worked successfully, except the fact that it wasn't powerful enough. I do have Earthquake. And now I realize it has to be Armaldo. I have to deal damage to things, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit things for as much. I actually Ice Punch here. I predicted him to switch again into Virizion. Guess who made a mistake? Yeah, it was me. I made the mistake. I mean, I thought he was going to... when you're so short-handed, I think you have to decide on what is more... your decision making comes down to, do you play it safe enough, or do you try to go for the home run ball, and you hit the home run ball? It could change the tide of the game, but if you're safe and you're wrong, it just... You thought I was going to switch, but I have Ice Beam, so I'm not going to switch. But again, so now I got Ice Beam, so he can't really switch into Virizion. He can't really switch into a lot of things, except for Blastoise, so he goes for Protect, and this kind of sucks that he has Protect. So he's, Will-O-Wisp, Protect, I imagine Sludge Bomb, and maybe even a Thunderbolt. Maybe a Hidden Power Grass. Who knows? Maybe kind of interesting set, right? Now it looks so. Pert is not feeling that good. So he's gonna switch out. He's gonna go into Blastoise, and they say there are no such thing as moral victories, but obviously they've never walked a mile in my shoes because this play will never change the game. It'll never make it on any top plays. It'll never mean anything more to anybody but me. But Wolfe's a world champion, and I predicted him correctly on a play like that. It didn't affect. I didn't kill the Blastoise, right? But it did allow me to get my Pert out of there, and I get to go into Quillfish, and now this Blastoise is taking some damage, so I still got some Ice Beaming I can do. I can still Ice Beam some things. He does go for a World Dark Pulse. He crits me, so that's a shame. It wouldn't make much of a difference, but either way, I go into Thundurus, and again, Thundurus is a solid answer to this Blastoise. He's got to switch out because he doesn't want Blastoise to die. Why would he? Mega Blastoise is sick. He's got a fucking cannon on its back. He's awesome. I'm gonna go into. I'm just gonna Thunderbolt. He goes into Excadrill, and that's just no one's really that happy about that. Except for Wolfe, and everyone rooting for Wolfe. I assume those people are pretty happy about that, but no one on this side is that happy about that. And I'm just gonna die. So. That is what that is. He's got Excadrill, which is a perfect answer to everything that I have on my team. And that's the way it is. So going to Politoed, I'm going to make it rain on one more time. I'm going to, the drizzle's up, right? We got the rain going. We got no water type moves again. Because again, this was built specifically for somebody else. I can't stress this enough. Oh man, Mole Breaker. We go back into Blastoise. And again, because I have no water type moves, so... I'm going to go for Earthquake here. And I think at this point he might realize he's seen Toxic, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. He's got to figure what is my final move, right? What's my last move? What's the final move I had? So I switch out. And man, if only I had both Drizzle and Water Absorb, how dope would that be? So I go into Armaldo, and it seems very obvious that Dark Pulse is on the way because it's just the safest move he has. He could just pick one move. That does a lot of damage. He could have just kind of picked one move. He Aqua Jets me. Honestly... At that moment in time, I realized that this is over. This is not... I can't come back from it. I mean, Aqua Jet seemed like it was obvious, but I'll just kind of go over what he might have had, and Aqua Jet Just, it was because I had Armaldo, right? So, like, he obviously should have had Aqua Jet. I don't even think about it for some reason, because I just kept, you know what? No excuses. He's better than I am. He goes into Thundurus. Maybe he thought I was going to predict a switch into Excadrill, but if he went on Excadrill, that was okay, because I could just poison the Dark Pulse. That's the one, right? So he does break the mold. He's Scarfed, it appears to be, so he is going to go for Iron Head. Oh, maybe he's not. He's going to go for Iron Head, and that's going to not take me out. I'm going to pop my Iapa Berry, which is cool. I have that, so, you know, that's just... Now I can live another Iron Head now, which is kind of sweet. So I go over Dark Pulse my own. It's, again, his thing is this mold. He's so cool, guys. 5th Gen had some hidden gems, and Excadrill was one of them. He's so cool. So he's going to Iron Head me, and again, not very effective, but he crits me that time. So now I am definitely unable to live another one, which is a shame, because he's got to switch. He's got to switch, and he's going to go now into Weezing. He wants to make sure to save that the Excadrill. I am more upset about that Iron Head crit than it led on, because it's just, oh god, it's disappointing. It is. It's disappointing. It put me in Aqua Jet range from in the rain, but still, that was just disappointing. I was upset. I had like 111 HP that did like 80, which means after a crit, let's see, 1.5, 50. Yeah, it did about, so it would have done about 54, right? So I could have taken 2 of those. So, but either way, Aqua Jet going, taking me out, taking out Thundurus. And I looked at Politoed again without any water type moves. So we're gonna end our 3DS career. End our 3DS, our entire 3D. Again, career is the only word I can think about using. My 3DS, you know, journey. My 3DS, whatever word you want to use to describe it. With Politoed without any water type attacks. It's fitting, right? It's fitting. But guys, listen, this is how this is gonna end. This is honestly, the WBE this year was a lot of fun. I had a lot of complications in the middle of the season. That's not stopped me from playing my games, it just stopped me from uploading my games, and then at a certain point, it stopped me from getting new Pokemon. But fought through, had a lot of fun, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more. I got partnered, so I'll be doing more videos now because I like money. I'll see each and every one of you guys next time. Good night.